Wow. All right, we got it. Just got rain bombed here in Missouri. We're talking inches of rain in like an hour. Didn't have any internet, no TV signal, no nothing. Anyway, we're here now, but man, strange storm. Let's take a quick look before we get into the articles we're going to jump into. We'll just show you just how much rain we got here in just the last couple, about an hour and a half worth of rain. I mean, we're talking like 6 inches of rain in like an hour. So we got reds, the dark reds, 5.28 inches. So we're getting into the dark reds, 5.28. I can't tell if there's any purples. Let's see if we can zoom in on this. Zoom. Yeah, we got some purples. So we're looking at, where'd my graph go here? I'm a little too zoomed in. Wow, my graph is missing when I zoom in. So yeah, we definitely got some purples going on in there. So 6.5 inches. Now I'm right about, where am I at here? I'm right around in this area where my mouse is, if you can see that. So it just hit us like all at once. My driveway is completely flooded. The backyard, the front yard, everything is flooded. And we're not even in the reds. So a major rain bomb just hit Missouri. If you're in the path of this storm, I'm going to tell you right now, man, it's going to flood you out big time. Now, where'd my, here we go. Let me go ahead and check the, let me stop this just so we can not buffer on that. We're in the green right now. So yeah, man, I like everything is satellite out here. We don't have cell phone towers. It's all got to be satellite. So anytime it rains this heavy, you're not going to get any kind of signal out there. So I couldn't even look up any web pages or nothing. Well, let's check this out on radar, man. Hopefully it still has what I was looking at before the storm got here. Yeah, look at this little green patch. You know, they'll say that's birds or something. That's just the frequencies coming out of the radar. And once this loops back through, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. So right here, this is where they're heating the sky. And then look, that's right where these storms fire off, right where the most intense storms fire off. Like I said, I'm right about, where am I at here? Oh, I'm right here. So you'll see where my mouse is. I don't know why this thing keeps wanting to load, man. It should already be loaded. So anyway, if you're in the path, this is ridiculous. Every time I try to show this. So if you're in the path of this stuff, man, it is just mega heavy duty rain. No hell. And you'll hear, before the storm got here, I heard the weirdest lightning I've ever heard. It sounded like a piece of metal or a tin falling over. I mean, it was just weird. It was like a piece of tin fell over, and then wham, the monsoon started. So pretty crazy storm they got fired up right here. Let's go ahead and jump into some articles. So now they got this new AI toilet that will scan your poop to diagnose your ailments. Man, what are they going to come up with next? Look at that thing. Who would want to sit on that thing? It sounds weird, but in the upcoming future, your toilet will be your mini doctor. Hey, let's just have the AI take over all the doctors, man. They don't know what they're doing anyway. A company called Micron is developing a smart artificial intelligence powered toilet that will reportedly be able to diagnose your state of health and risk of disease by analyzing your body waste. The major goal of this technology is to analyze bowel movements and recognize the signs of health issues. Yeah, leave it up to the AI, man. They want to, wow, more AI stuff. Well, you want to read into that further, it's in the description. But here's what I really wanted. A couple things. Yeah, Dr. Proctor. That's pretty funny. So check this out. Here I am at the publicmed.gov. Now this older article, this come February 8th, 2018. Short pulse lasers for weather control. The Department of Applied Physics, University of Geneva. You know where CERN is. So the filamentation of ultra-short TW-class lasers recently opened new perspectives in atmospheric research. Laser filaments are self-sustained light structures, 1 to 1 millimeter in diameter, spanning hundreds of meters in length and producing a low-density plasma along their path. They stem from the dynamic balance between Kerr self-focusing and defocusing by self-generated plasma, or non-linear polarization saturation. While non-linearly propagating in air, these filamentary structures produce a coherent supercontinuum from 230 to 4 UM for an 800 nanometer laser wavelength by self-phase modulation, the SPM, which can be used for remote 3D monitoring of atmospheric components like LiDAR, light detecting and ranging. However, due to their high intensity, they also modify the chemical composition of the air. Ionization and photodissolution of the molecules and aerosols present in the laser's path. These unique properties were recently exploited for investigating the capability of modulating some key atmospheric processes like lightning from thunderclouds, water vapor condensation, fog formation and dissipation, and light scattering albedo. When they say albedo, that's the chemtrails. From high altitude clouds, that's the chemtrails. For radiative forcing management. Here we review recent spectacular advances in this context achieved both in laboratory and in the field, reveal their underlying mechanisms, and discuss the applicability of using these nonlinear photonic catalysts for real-scale weather control. That's what we're seeing today. This is all this stuff that we're seeing today. This is why our weather is messed up. It's because they're doing it in the field. They're not just doing it in a laboratory. They're doing it in the field, and then we pay for it. So all these links will be in the description. I mean, there's a lot of info. I got so many links for this stuff tonight. You got short pulse lasers for weather control, real-time microwave exposure induces calcium, atmospheric aerosols, clouds, chemistry, and climate. I mean, there's tons of stuff here. How about back in 20... Oh, no. Did I close that? Okay. Oh, I closed the wrong tab. Hold on here. I got to get that tab back up. So back in... whenever I get this brought back up here. See, they're using lasers, man. They use the lasers to start the Paradise Fire. At least in my opinion. Conference to explore laser-based weather control. This came out of Geneva too back in 2013. More about the ultra-short pulse lasers. That's why we're always talking about these phased array NexRads. All the upgraded. These are just mini Harts, man. When you look inside of the buildings of these radar installations, they have a microwave generator that produces radiation, radio frequency waves. And now let me get that turned off. We're under, our roads are all flooded here, so we're going to be getting all kinds of stupid warnings and stuff. All right, where was I? The Conference on Lasers, Weather and Climate explores topics such as inducing lightning strikes. So they're going to create lightning strikes with lasers. Using lasers to seed rain clouds and the similarities between non-linear propagation and natural phenomenon like rogue waves. So right here, guys, back in 2013, they're talking about how to induce lightning strikes with lasers, using lasers to seed the rain clouds, and also to create rogue waves, you know, like a tsunami. We're seeing all this taking place right before our very eyes. So here's a rogue wave sequence showing a 60-foot plus wave hitting a tanker headed south from Valdez, Alaska. The ship was running in about 25-foot seas when a monster wave struck it broadside on the starboard. A conference in Geneva next month will explore the similarities between non-linear propagation and natural rogue waves. So right here, they're blaming it on this probably was a wave weapon. We've heard other people talk about this. So just more information that this stuff is going on right from the people that do it. Make sure you check these links out, because this is all the real deal right here. I also posted this link in the description, and here's where you're going to find so much stuff about the LiDARs, laser applications in LiDAR and atmospheric sciences. I mean, this is everything right here. Lightning control, super broadband continuum, UV visible wavelength generated by ultra short laser pulses in the air. Here's all the research right here. I mean, just crazy amount of research. Got to think, oh man, what's his name there on Facebook again? He posts all this stuff. Oh man, I got a blank right now. And then also from the higher order to quantitative modeling of the third and fifth harmonic generation in argon. Driven laser filamentations, laser pulses. See, we talk about how they control the lightning, they control the weather. Now, you know, we find out they can control the waves, rogue waves. They control the ionosphere, the atmosphere. But yet they want to blame us on the climate change. Come on, they're responsible. Here's the links. Share them out. So all these are in the description. Now we got an update on the NOAA boat. So 3 were rescued after the tugboat sinks in Hurricane Lorenzo. You know, we had the chemtrail sniffing plane was out there seeding the hurricane, and they got called to do a search and rescue. But there was actually 14 people on board. We don't know what happened to the rest of the people. There's still 11 people unaccounted for. 3 crew members from the tugboat that issued a distress call Thursday. They were dangerously close to Hurricane Lorenzo, were found safe in a lifeboat. We found a life raft with 3 persons on board. 2 of the men are a little bit tired. The last one's in good condition. So here's an actual photo from the lifeboat. There's no word on the 11 other crew members still missing from the Tug Bourbon boat, or Turgan. Man, I can't talk very good tonight. From the Tug Bourbon Road. We know that there were 4 life rafts on the ship. We found 1. I'm not sure the other 3 others left the ship. So this thing must have went down. And now they're saying, yesterday they're saying they're 60 to 70 miles from the hurricane. Now they're saying they were right in it. Now they're saying they were a little bit north of the eye of the hurricane. At that point, it was a Category 4, sustained winds at 130 miles an hour. Waves reached more than 20 feet. Well, on the Earth, no, we were looking at 50-foot waves. So I think they got hit with some bigger than 20-foot waves. Still showing their freaky flying formation. So there you go, man. There's an update. We don't know about the 11 missing people. Then we got these kind of articles coming out. Threat to infrastructure means businesses must prepare to navigate rising seas. Sea levels rose almost twice as high between 1993 and 2010, according to the Panel on Climate Change, which predicts an increase of 0.093 meters by 2100. By 2100, that's like an eighth of an inch. You know, that's like an eighth of an inch by 2100. And let me tell you, there's no way to actually measure the sea level. For one thing, you know, the tectonic plates are always constantly moving. The earth is a living, breathing thing. It's expanding, contracting. There's no way ever anybody could ever measure the depth of the ocean or the levelness. No way. It's not possible. So to say that it would raise by, you know, an eighth of an inch in however many years or whatever, it's not going to happen. 0.5 meters, that's like a foot. Or what is that? 800 million people are vulnerable to rise in sea levels of 0.05 meters by 2050. I mean, I call bullshit. You know, bullshit. All right, hot and creepy in Cleveland. 61,000 smart LED streetlights, 1,000 cameras to join the 5G smart grid network. This summer, Verizon started operating sweat-inducing 5G in Cleveland, Ohio neighborhoods. Now the city streetlights have been upgraded to LED bulbs that blind, fry, and spy on the residents. Now, a bunch of people cannot sleep because these streetlights are so bright. It's like the sun coming in their windows. So you got the sun coming in even at night. Light pollution. They're going to turn everybody into zombies. Now I guess we're getting hit with some pretty good solar wind, or a G1, G2 geomagnetic storm alert. This was a couple days ago, so they're saying that this thing could dip all the way into Iowa, Washington, Maine, northern tier states, dipping as far as Iowa in the middle of the country. Well, we'll never see it because we're getting hit by a rain bomb. So this went all the way up into yesterday and today. So we may have to check it to see just how big that thing got. Climate change is happening, but people can't agree on what to do about it. Here's where people in 28 major countries stand. Well, all the young people have been brainwashed to believe the lies. And there was something in here I was going to talk about, but I mean, all this stuff is just complete BS. Let me get out of that. I got data just to prove it. So I wanted to I come over here to NASA. You know, NASA's the biggest liar on the planet. And they got the evidence of global climate change. So I wanted to look at this. So here's what they show is the facts. Climate change, how do we know? For millennia, atmospheric carbon dioxide has never been above this line. Really? So carbon dioxide has nothing to do with the temperatures. Huh. It has nothing to do with the temperatures whatsoever. So how does carbon dioxide and global warming, what do they have in? They don't have anything in common. So this is their evidence. Global temperature rise. You know, it depends on where they take the temperatures. Just another I mean, this isn't evidence. Look, it's like 3 paragraphs. This isn't evidence. This is a graph that they made up, and they lie about everything. They've lost all credibility. Here's some global temperature change. If you look at this, that goes back, thousands of years, 415,000 years of global temperature change. And this was done with ice cores. This wasn't done with the trees. And you can see where we are today. We're right in the middle right here. 10,000 years ago, we were plus 5 degrees. It was 5 degrees hotter than it is now. 125,000 years ago, it was plus 7 degrees hotter than it is now. These are the real cycles. This graph right here just blows apart their evidence. They're talking carbon dioxide, and here's temperature. They don't have anything in common. So they won't show you the real graph of the temperature. So they're going to show you what is going up. And this is the atmospheric aerosols, the sulfates, and all that stuff. Here we go again. Surreal atmospheric CO2 record just blew all previous measures out of the water. It depends on where you check it. So right now we're at 415 parts per billion. You can go right to the Earth now, which I don't know if I have it up. Hell, we can go there right now and see what it says. It depends on where you measure that. Where's your average? So let's put it on the carbons. So they're calling it carbon, the CO2. Now we've seen this thing change so much in just, in months. So here was come up here in the Arctic. So we're at 419. Let me get that article back up. Where was that article? Wow, where'd my article go? Okay. So they're saying we're at around between 400 and 420. So that part's pretty accurate for right now. But check this out. If we go back, few months, let's go back to, I think it was around June. Where was we at? Okay, in June, we're at 427. So the carbon dioxide is actually going down. How about we go back to February? Ooh, look at that. So in February, is at 433 parts per million volume. Well, it looks like it's actually going down. Let's put it back on now. It's going down. It's on a downward trend. 419 is not the highest. It was at 433 just a few months ago. They're lying. Big fat lies. We could disprove them every single night. Go ahead and get out of that article. I'm not going to get into that one. UN wants to ban private property and create human habitat settlement zones. This is a pretty good article, but probably won't get into this one right now. The correlation of global temperatures with solar activity. I don't know why this is all over on one side. Can I make this? I can't make it centered. What the heck? I hate when websites are like that. You can see the solar cycles and the weather patterns all line right up. It's been going on forever. But these guys, they don't talk about any of that. Oh, we'll see what the causes of the climate change is according to NASA, the liars. Scientists attribute the global warming trend observed since the mid-20th century to the human expansion and the greenhouse effect. Warming that result when the atmosphere traps heat radiating from Earth towards space. You mean like the bunker fuels doing and the chemtrails? Certain gases in the atmosphere block heat from escaping. Yeah, like the bunker fuel and the chemtrails. Long-lived gases that remain semi-permanently in the atmosphere do not respond physically to chemically to changes in the temperature are described as forcing climate change. That's exactly what they're doing. Gases such as water vapor, which respond physically or chemically to changes in the temperature, are seen as feedbacks. The role of human activity. Look how they here we go, another one of these maps. Temperature versus solar activity. You know, they got it going from the 1880s to 2020. They're not showing anywhere near the full graph. They're just showing where it spikes up. Now that we're in a solar minimum, that baby's going to be dropping down. So, just more lies coming out of NASA, trying to make you believe in their nonsense. How about solar changes in the climate? Here's another PDF that I dropped in the links that you can see the correlations with the temperatures and the sun cycles. They go hand in hand. And what's happened is all the alphabet gangs and the UN, they're using this as a weapon to get you to do what they want you to do. They want to put you in stack and pack housing. They want to be able to send a plague out and wipe a whole city out. You know, that's what the thing is. They want to depopulate, which they're already doing it. So yeah, this is just like so much information. Everything I'm dropping tonight is just mega information to read through. Like you could spend weeks on every bit of this research, but we're trying to boil it down into an hour show. So these links are all in the description. Solar change and climate update in the light of the current exceptional solar minimum. It's coming out of the Royal Society. And it's since the storm, I kind of forgot everything I read on this thing. But here again, it's showing the magnetic field effects in the solar convection zones and solar surface effects. Yeah, like I just got tons of so much information here. I read through so much shit, my mind is boggled right now. The main thing I'm took out of this so far is they're using the solar cycles to promote the climate change, even though they weaponized the climate back in the 60s. Kennedy warned us about it. He said that they could change our climate in days. We went over that in last night's show. Oh, that one article I was going to get into, they were talking about these sulfates. Now, I show the sulfates on the Earth now all the time. Let's go ahead and bring them up. And this is, I used to use this map to look for chemtrails, to look for manipulation. So you can see right here, they're seeding into the northwest side of this storm, this low pressure. They're spraying all over the east coast here. This is a perfect tool to use to try to find out where the cloud seeding operations are going. But when you look at what sulfate is, and you read a little bit about it, hopefully I can get down to where I want to show you here. I mean, I read through almost all this stuff, so my mind's just all messed up right now. But there's a part on here I definitely want to read to you guys, if I can find it here. Because when I show you, okay, here we go. Here's the properties of the sulfate extinction. Ionic sulfates are known, and many of these are highly soluble in water. Exceptions include the calcium sulfate, strontium sulfate, lead sulfate, barium sulfate, which are poorly soluble Radium sulfate is the most insoluble sulfate known. The barium derivative is useful in gravimetric analysis of sulfate. Barium chloride to a solution containing sulfate ions. The appearance of the white precipitate, which is barium sulfate, indicates the sulfate are present. So right here, here's like the ingredients of a chemtrail. Here's the commercial applications, like sheetrock, you know, that's in there. Anyway, you can just Google this right here and find out all about this stuff. So tons of information to go through. If you want to save the environment, defund the Pentagon. Hey, I'll go along with that. I don't agree with all this article, but I agree with the headline. And the U.S. military is the world's largest polluter by far, by hundreds of times. I think we already went over this conference to explore the... Yeah, we already went over this one. Done with that. Let's see, do I have the worldview map up? I didn't get really a chance to load this, but we'll see how it goes. Stream's sucking a little bit right now. And I just want to see where'd all the bunker fuel ships go. Let's see if we got a full... Oh, we got a skull in the clouds. Let me add on the bunker fuel layer just to see if we got any today. We've had them the last 3 days. We'll see where they're at. Bamboo's probably over on D Live. Or it's Friday night, no telling. Yeah, Bamboo's he's a great guy, man. He does all kinds of stuff. He helps us nightly, so. I don't have D Live up, so I can't go look. All right, let's see if this thing will load up. See if we got some bunker fuel. Some of the sulfate. Some of the sulfur. Man, I don't know if it's going to load. Oh, I turned it off. Look at the spraying operations over Ohio, Illinois, Missouri. Big X right where the heaviest rain hit. Southern Missouri is getting hit. Ooh, big old spraying operation out here by Nova Scotia again. What's going on out here, man? They're always getting sprayed up there. They're like the new sprayer. They're all deceivers. Every politician needs to be fired, thrown from office, and we need to put regular people in office because the whole thing is corrupt right now. You can't trust the EPA. You can't trust the FDA. You can't trust the CIA, the FBI, any of them. They've gone rogue. They have too much power, and they're all New World Order. Wow, this thing is taking forever to load. But we're in the green on the stream. Yeah, I don't know, you know, every politician is so corrupt. I mean, look what they're parading out there. Look at the candidates you have to choose from. Like, you know, it's set up. Like, you couldn't vote for any of them. They're all nutbags, man. Every single one of them is a nutbag. They're like your drunk aunt or your psycho sister or something like that. Man, this layer is not loading. Hopefully we don't have another storm inbound here. Big old chemtrail in the clouds. You know, just looking, I'm not seeing any ship tracks yet, but we'll let it load. If it'll load. This is what sucks, is I didn't get all this loaded up before the show. Even though I preload this almost every night, it always messes up during the stream. Yeah, I mean, it's hilarious, man. Every once in a while I'll tune in to the mainstream just to try to see what kind of nonsense they're talking about. It's always nonsense, man. It's a soap opera. It's like entertainment, but yet they have the power of our country. And then they, you know, there's powers above them. So the main powers, man, they have horrible actors. That's all I can say. Yeah, this sucks. Look, I'm supposed to be hopefully getting a new internet tomorrow. I hope. You know, or Monday. Because this is man, I'm gonna make a video on just how bad I've been treated by HughesNet and how much they've charged us for internet. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's more than a lot of people's house payments. Oh yeah, I stop in there, Ralph. I've stopped in your show. Sometimes I can't say nothing because I'm driving. I pop in on you guys once in a while. You know, I don't get to watch very many videos, but I will pop in once in a while on Radical Rouse Morning with Coffee. Wow, man, this thing just ain't gonna load. What the heck? I've never had it this slow. Like, sometimes when I move it around it helps, but not right now. We've been getting a lot of bunker fuel operations out here off the coast of Chile and Argentina, Peru. It's not going to load for us. It's not going to load for us. Let's go ahead and take care of the earth null, I guess, while we're here. And it's loading. Let's go ahead. Oh. Let's check, see if it's picking up the auroras. Yeah, they're not coming all the way down into, let me back it up, see if it did. Now it's pretty good aurora there, but it didn't come down into Central America. It looks like it actually hit way farther down in Europe. So I'm just trying to see if it did hit. So here we go. So this is back on the 28th. Ooh, man, look at that thing. That thing was getting blasted. Still on the 28th. Yeah, it didn't go down as far as they said, but man, that's a pretty wicked blast right there. That could lead to some earthquakes. So yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good blast right there. Was go ahead and check the polar vortex winds. What's the deal here? Oh, now the streams resume, man. It said stream complete, and then the earth null just went completely down. What is the deal? All right, we got that. Wow, that was crazy, man. That was weird, dude. It just shut the stream, said stream complete. And then the Earth Null said the server was down. The Earth Null server. Let's see if we can check the temperatures again. Hey, thanks there, Sherry. Wow. Tornadoes in Northern California. Hey, we'll look into that. So we still have a rapid heating event going on in Antarctica. Let's go ahead and check the surface temperatures. We'll see what kind of cold we got coming in the next couple days here. So mainly in the mountains. Okay. All right. Let me get back to the winds. So look, we're starting to get the polar vortex winds. There's the first sign of it. We know it's coming. You know, here in the next week or two, man, this vortex down here is going to be gone from here, and it's going to be up here. And then they got even colder air to work with. Now, if we would have got snow with the rain bomb that we just got, we would have been getting feet of snow. We'd be talking about collapsed roofs and stuff like that. So this winter is going to be very interesting to see what the heck is going on. So we got a huge trough coming down through California. So right here's probably why you got the tornadoes. They're bending the jet stream. Let's check the vortice layer. Yeah, look, man, they have a definitely have that steered. Man, that hurricane's looking pretty wicked out there. Let's go ahead and check the surface winds. All right, we got that all documented. Let's go ahead and check the wave heights real quick. I know this was showing like 50-foot waves. So right now we're at 42-foot waves, 44.3, 45. So yeah, we got a pretty good look. That's where that dust storm was. We got 30-foot waves right where that dust storm was. Oh no, that was over here. So we got a weird wave anomaly off the coast of Argentina. See if the ocean is heating up still. No, it's cooling off. If anything, it looks more like an El Nino pattern. So right where the hurricane is where the hot water is. Look, all the water's totally cooled down from Humberto and Dorian. Look, it's just completely cooled the waters down over there. And right where the other hurricane went close to. Actually, it went up through the Bajas, or tried to. The heat anomalies pretty much down over Hawaii now. I'm way out off in the Pacific. So here's our CO2 partial pressure. So it's really high there off the coast of South America. This is the sea air CO2 flux density. These are some new maps that I really need to dig into. Look, right where they're heating over the Bering Sea, it's looking just like at the equator. So here's our carbon monoxide. It's actually looking really good tonight. Check the CO2. Looking better. You know, they keep saying this is going up. I just showed you it's going down. I just showed you the temperatures are going down. Here's our dust. You know, it's hard to believe this hurricane right here is even a hurricane. Look at all the dust wrapped into this thing. This is like a sand blasting hurricane. You know, if this dust wasn't in here, this would be a category 5 for sure. Look at the PM 2.5s, man. This is a toxic storm right here. Yeah, that's a toxic storm. Really toxic. Check the PM 10s. Look at that crap. So what kind of winds we looking at here? $55, 80-mile-an-hour winds. 79, 76, 74. So 82. So like Cat 2. Cat 1, Cat 2. Pretty good rain amounts. Let me fast forward this up just see. Alright, that didn't do nothing. It's not really showing the heavy rain amounts that we just got here in Missouri. How about the energy for the storms? Not even that much energy to work with, but we just got rain bomb. Look, there's no energy in the hurricane. Now down here, if a storm pops off, it should be pretty wicked. So pretty big time low pressure there over California. Let's go check. Said there were some tornadoes over in California. Let's see if I can find them here. We had tornado in Springfield, Missouri. Sacramento, California. So just about 2 hours ago, there was a tornado warning in Springfield, Missouri, and then same time there's one going on in Sacramento, California. Let's go. Let's check that one. Wonder if we could look at the radar. So that is. So that's this one here, WFU US 56. Wow, I'm trying to find the. I'm trying to find out which radar it was. 1 inch hail. KSTO. Man, I don't know which radar that is. Let me get rid of that. Ah, this one didn't. So we'll see if we can spot it on here. And then I'll zoom in on that weather. Oh wow, that really was that's some crazy looking stuff right there. We're gonna have to go check that radar. We'll go check all them radars. Let's check this one first. Slow loading maps tonight, guys. So this is the same radar that we caught the explosions when the Paradise Fire happened. We already know what this next rad can do. Whoa, look at that beam that was being shot out. Alright, so I'm just kind of looking for this, looking for rotation. Yep, there's some rotation right there. Look at it, skipped around the radar. That's one thing you'll notice. every severe storm skips right around the radar. So yeah, we definitely had a little rotation in that one. Then look at the outflow coming off the radar. Blatant evidence. Let's go ahead and check the velocities. I noticed that they're really unsubscribing a bunch of people again. They're hiding the videos again. It's like every couple of weeks we have to go through this. Yeah, definitely sabotage, man. Yeah, we were rolling good there for a while, and then I must have said something that really hacked them off. See, every night I have to ask for a manual review. Every single night. I take screen captures of every video when the show's over just to show that every single night I have to do a manual review. It's ridiculous. Man, they really cranked that thing up, but it's not really showing what I wanted to look at there. All right, looking at this thing here, this will show us if there's any kind of debris ball or anything. Yeah, I'm just following it. We need to go probably a little bit farther north. Let's jump over. Which radar am I on? I'm on the KDAX. Let's try that one. 3 inches of snow in the high desert. Wow, yeah, snow. Yeah, see, I didn't have internet, man. I couldn't look at any of this stuff. Usually I like to try to go through here just to see if I see any kind of crazy stuff before the show, and I didn't get to look at any of this stuff. Yeah, the 5G will definitely give you a headache. So will the chemtrails, man. I noticed the first sprays that they put out before the weather, like the 2 days before the rain spray, always gives me migraines every single time. And then the spray they do as the rain's coming and raining usually gives me coughing real bad. Yeah, the weather's messed up all over the world for sure. Yeah, that's a kind of suspect looking storm right there. We put it back on the base reflectivity. In fact, let me put the bigger one on the full composite. Look, it looks like we almost had some wicked storms coming in Texas there too. Look how I must have this thing sped up or something, because man, them next rads were flying down there in California. So yeah, all these storms that are heading right on up into Iowa right now. They were the target. Wisconsin and Michigan, they're all targets for the heavy rainfalls. And that's right where the storms are going. See, they turned the radar off right when the rain got there because they wanted the rain to come through. You'll notice that where they want it to rain, they turn the radars down. See how they're not as pegged out as the other ones? Sometimes they turn them completely off. They're creating a snowstorm up here. That one there is just beaming out up in Wyoming. Alright, I got a couple I wanted to look at here. Let's check that one out in Wyoming. That thing looked like it was doing some freaky stuff for the snow. Alright, look at this freaky weather going on. We have a weather machine over Wyoming shooting beams up towards Alberta. See, the weather itself, the radar itself is creating the moisture. It's almost creating a vortex right there. That's pretty weird. Oh, I see lightning again. Yeah, I just seen some big bolts of lightning. Hey, thanks out there, Ralph. All right. Let's see, we'll check one more. Where was the rain bombs at? Reno, Nevada? I don't know if that's south or no. Let me look one more time over here. Let's take a quick look before I go here. Up here somewhere in the path of the storm. Yeah, look at that one there. Okay, let's just go look and see how that one is doing here. Oh, we got new warnings. Odessa, Texas, Springfield, Missouri, Odessa, Texas, Springfield, Missouri, New Jersey, Kansas City. I want to look at this radar right there in Wisconsin. They're terraforming the planet. Maybe they don't breathe oxygen. So look at that, how they turn the radar off. So it's all buzzing out, pulse it out. We just went over the, pulse weapons in the beginning of the show, the laser-based weaponry for weather control. Look at that thing just look, oh, they slowed the storm down. They don't want the severe weather going over the next thread. Look at that pulse. All right, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and call this a show. Anyway, thanks everybody that helps share this out. They just keep unsubscribing people, keep hiding the streams and all that stuff. Anyway, tomorrow will be the 16-day forecast. If I get a chance, I'll try to pop off a show in the morning if I can get up. But we'll see. Anyway, guys, much love. We're going to play a song called Rise. We need to rise. Otherwise, they're just going to keep doing this. Anyway, here we go. Crank it up. Much love out there. Armor up.